Welcome to Wicked Thoughts, a sacred space where we can talk about myths and legends without worrying about them having to come and find us, because some of them do. And we're back. I'm terrible to my cameraman. I'm sorry.
You weren't away. A cut didn't happen there at all.
Anyway, our topic today is, of course, the Pegasus. So most people know the Disney story, the one where Zeus has got his little itty-bitty baby and his little itty-bitty cute cloud crib, and he just takes a couple of clouds, and then he goes, poof, and this magic horse happens, and this horse has wings, and he can fly, and he's all happy and friendly. That's not how it happened. I promise you. This is much more dramatic. You're going to be excited. It starts with Poseidon, who for some reason thought that it was a great idea to get funky with Medusa, a demigorgon. Actually, the only mortal demigorgon, I should say, which is ironic for reasons we'll discover later. But as it stands, we all know the story of Perseus and how Perseus killed Medusa. So, to break it down for you just a little bit, Poseidon and Medusa, bow chicka wow, do the funk. Medusa's at this point with child, as they say. So when Perseus sneaks up on her in the middle of the night, instead of the classical fight scene. Remember I asked you to bleep me before? Perseus is a major asshole. Like, he literally got his life together and decided that his goal was gonna be to go out with the blessings of the goddess, and of the goddess Athena, who's the patron of heroes. And he was gonna go and kill the mortal demigorgon, Medusa. So he sneaks up on her in the middle of the night because he's been told about her ability to turn people to stone. And he uses a reflective shield and he chops her head off while she's sleeping. This is my favorite part, from her severed neck wound, pop out her two children. One of them is a flying boar. And
what? Run that by me again.
Yes. So Medusa, in her sleep, neck chopped off. Neck wound. Two of her children burst forth from her. And it's like most of the legends agree that like they burst and then they promptly left.
Oh, so that's where babies come from.
That's right, just forget the stork, Mom. Just that. It's fine. But yes, so they burst forth. One is a flying boar thing. I have his name. His name is Pegasus.
Are you just making things up?
No, I am not. I promise you. I don't know how to pronounce this correctly. There's conflicting accounts. Cryosaur is what I settled on, and I have a little dino guy in the front to celebrate that. So, Cryosaur, we don't hear from him for very much longer in Pegasus's life. Pegasus is given away by Poseidon to his mortal son. So Poseidon gets funky with someone else and has another child. This child is mortal. So, because heroes are numerous, and there are more heroes on the planet than there are bunnies in the universe, of course, his son, named Bellefor, is a hero. So Poseidon gifts one child unto another, and gives Pegasus to Bellefor. The important part here is that Bellefor worked with the goddess Athena, who is the patron goddess of heroes. We're having a common theme here. Goddesses are helping heroes who are killing things and being stupid. So Bellefor is out and doing his first heroing thing for reasons I don't really want to get into. I could talk for days about this. Bellefor is going to go and kill the Chimera. Without Pegasus, Bellefor would never have killed the Chimera. Bellefor was a terrible hero, but we'll get into that later. There were a few other fights that Pegasus and Bellefor went through together. Basically, for all of Bellefor's life, he had Pegasus. At the end of the day, after a fight with the Amazons and all these other things, like after he just basically demolished everything, because he's a hero, he got cocky and he was boasting about how he could ride his steed to the very Mount of Olympus and take his place among the gods. So Pegasus, being the fine horsey that he is, threw him. He died.
Physical humor is always amazing.
Isn't it though? After that, Pegasus kind of just lived forever. Like,
how do you know the guy?
they don't go into detail about it, and there's so many legends, it would be hard to really describe. But he does say that it is specified that he did throw him. It wasn't just a random accident. He was thrown. And Pegasus did that. Like, he killed his brother. Oh, sorry. Well, quack. My bad. But anyway, Pegasus goes on to become so trusted in Mount Olympus that he brings Zeus all of his bolts. Like, anytime Zeus needs either thunder or lightning, Pegasus is the one that brings it to him. Pegasus decided to entrust the god Eos with Pegasus, with the help of Pegasus. The god Eos is the bringer of the dawn, the one who's responsible for pulling the sky.
Oh, he's the guy in Hercules that like rides that chariot.
He's the one with the chariot.
Yeah.
And he pulled, well, actually the opposite, because that one's the nighttime one. Eos is the more like the dawn bringer.
What does he ride?
Chariot.
Oh, so they both ride chariots, just in different directions.
It's opposite. It's really cool. It's like a really cool myth.
It's a non-stop, like, it's that's kind of neat, because one's going, the other one has to be going too.
Yeah, so, like, people when these myths were coming to be, people weren't really thinking, oh, they're, like, the entire world, like, night is constantly going. They were thinking, in my area, it's not night anymore, so the god of the day is resting. So it wasn't really a matter of, you know, when does this god have time to do all these things? Because, you know, the god has all this time during the night or during the day, respectively. And, like, they just have their duty, and they're gods, so they fulfill their duty, and that's it. And Pegasus was not really like that. Pegasus was a horse. Like, let's be real. We know horses have a personality. If you've ever worked with a horse, you know this. Horses are the guys who will come up and bite you on the back of the head and then ask for an apple. You know, they're characters. So Pegasus was no different, and his mood changed a lot, and a lot of the things that he could do changed based on his mood. When he was feeling good, he could stomp his hoof and springs would come forth. And he could change the landscape with a very thought. So throughout time, the things that Pegasus created lasted. And that helped him become a symbol of immortality, which he still stands for today. So much so that all of the societies back then drew him in their art, they glazed him into their pottery, they stamped him into their money. He was the most pervasive icon in their culture because he symbolized immortality. And that's the coolest thing to me about Pegasus. Nobody really knows where he came from because it's one of those gruesome little myths that nobody likes to retell. So get the Disney version out of your head. This is really how Pegasus was made. This is where Pegasus really came from.